Harry's got Jordan Peterson up on the screen. Solid start. Solid start.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Modern Weirdos. My name is Spicer. We've got Ian Voidstrummer, Harry Mandibles, and Batman Pop Tart here. We're going to kick some ass today. We're just going to be hanging out for a little bit, let everybody trickle on in, and then we're going to get started, and we'll let you know what the theme's going to be for today. Anybody want to let the people know what they're about to witness?
Well, here let's show. Let me throw up some of this inspiration art on my screen here. See if you guys can see that, and see what y'all think. What's this looking like? Here, let me go a little. The top, I think, is a little bit. It gets a little bit more into the Aztec-y, but it's got a little. This one in the middle, I think, is the biggest giveaway, I would say.
I think the one above it is probably the biggest giveaway.
No, don't look at that.
I mean,
what do you mean? It just says live. I don't know what you're talking about.
I like this green statue. It's like Princess Leia upgraded. She didn't want the cinnamon rolls anymore. She wanted just 2 Millennium Falcons. Bolted onto the side of her head.
She's like, I like this style, but in case I get a blaster shot to the head, could this be useful? Like, let's go. Let's go.
This is gauges when they get out of hand.
Right? Yeah. Out of hand and right back into it. Okay.
They slap together and they crush your head like a pancake. It's so dangerous. So dangerous.
It's like a steel toe. It only works as long as the thing doesn't crush the steel.
Right. They have a big political pull nowadays, so that's how they were able to get pepper removed from airplanes. You can't have pepper anymore because of these guys. It's ridiculous.
Oh my god, I've never heard of this. But dude, yeah, like some of these are real. Like, okay, this one specifically, I'm circling here. I don't know if you can see my screen. That is amazing. Like that is real. That's an actual ancient sculpture. Or this one here. Good lord.
Yeah. I mean, dude, look at the one like just above it, like in the frame above it in the top left corner. Like that's like part of like a relief somewhere.
I mean, that could be like a modern one though. That like that could be like that almost looks like part of the La Sagrada Familia, the one they've been working on for the last like 400 years. I think they just finished it because that has a bunch of modern. It looks like kind of like that, but still, I mean, that is really cool to incorporate something like that. So, anyways, I've buried the lead long enough. What are we doing, boys?
All right, man. This week's theme is ancient astronauts.
Ooh. Yeah.
Ow! Ancient astronauts.
All right.
Hell yeah, man.
I'm excited.
Oh, look at you already.
Yes. So for those of you who have never seen the show before, we haven't done that many of these. Generally, how we do these is we assign features to each of us based off of the theme. Yeah, we get a random feature picker. We'll decide what the features are, and then each of us will work on as many of those features as possible. Yes, on this base, right? As Spicer's pointing out, and he's got the picker up there. And we are going to go for, an hour and a half and just make as many of these as we can. And then Verbal has created a fantastic generator, as generically as I guess I could say that, in Blender that will basically pick individual parts and populate them onto this little Weeble kind of shape that we have here. And then
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Take it like a Mr. Potato Head of fire, right? It's like a machine. You put all your Mr. Potato Head stuff into the machine, and you turn the crank, and out comes an assembled Mr. Potato Head, and you get a different one every time.
Beautiful.
So, his contract states no fryers. Like you can't really just no cooking equipment at all can be on set. So I need you to put your sous vide away, Spicer. And we've got to be super chill while he's here. Like this is the biggest name we've had on the show. So
But yeah, this was Harry Mandible's idea. So we got something special in a couple weeks. We're going to be kicking ass on, but I'm very excited about this one.
Yep.
So we are going to randomly hand out features. We have helmet, accessories, eyes, nose, and mouth. So who's going to get what?
I don't know. Spin the wheel of life.
Let's just go. How is this organized?
You know, we need like those dramatic
Ian
stings.
first.
Oh, Ian first. Ian's talking.
We gotta find the prices right.
Nose, mouth.
Oh.
Who got it?
Alrighty. Harry Mandibles.
I got the nose mouth.
No, I got nose mouth.
Oh,
No, you're up next.
all right. Wheel of morality. Turn.
And it's eyes.
Ooh, all right. All right.
Alrighty. Batman.
Mm.
It's just you and me. Just you and me. Keep on punching.
All right. Let's get a couple of yos in here while we're waiting.
Hey.
Yos in the chat.
Accessories.
Nice.
And for me, it's gonna be helmet. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, what do you got? What do you got?
I got helmet. Oh god.
Helmet.
Damn.
Nice.
Where'd that come from, dude?
All right.
That was weird.
You don't want to see some Kirby shit happening, man.
Oh yeah. So
Get
we
in
are
there.
gonna get into the creation of these NFTs. What are we going for today? What time limit are we?
Hour and a half. Is that right?
Hour and a half?
Something like that.
So wrap it 12:30. It looks like
Yeah.
roughly.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 hour 30 minutes. Alrighty. So we're going to be creating as many assets based on the features we've been randomly given. And we're just going to go, create as many as we can, and then put them in Blender for y'all. And procedurally create some characters for you. And if you have any questions, put them in the chat. Let us know. 1 hour, 30 minutes, starting now.
Right, man.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So Spicer,
Mm-hmm.
for the helmet situation here, I've got nose. Is my nose / mouth, or is it just nose?
I think it's nose and mouth, isn't
Nose
it?
and mouth. I would make nose optional. Go for more mouth.
Yeah.
Or, but I mean, you can do like one or
So
the
we
other.
talked about keeping it just in this like little viewfinder area, but since you're on helmets, I could also make some like breathers or something down below here for some cases. It just depends on what you want to do with this lower section.
I should have maybe shaped the face a little bit, because I was thinking like if you take a look at mine, if we do like
Take a peek here.
if we just kind of maybe just push back a little bit, so there's kind of like the mouth is kind of give me some room for some eyes to kind of like pop in, do their thing.
Okay.
Like that.
So do you want to send me that? Do you want to send me that base?
Yeah, I can do that.
I think. Or the other alternatively, we could just have several bases. Let's just we'll make a few. I think that's cool.
All right.
Like that base.
Ooh.
Ooh, let's get some base.
Yeah. Somebody get you. What do you use to cut sibilants in audio? Is that post processing? You can use a pop filter for that, probably.
Sibilants.
That's where that sound. Syphilis. Cut down on the syphilis.
Always cut down on the syphilis.
All right, I'm looking at the vinyl toys here.
No burning drips.
Let's see.
That sounds like a great band name.
Right?
Burning drips.
I'll tell you what. Here's what I'm gonna do for this. I'm gonna give you. Give me like. I'm gonna look at your screen and I'm gonna use that as an example of how much room you need for eyes, roughly. I'm going to take a screenshot of your screen right now so that I can try to stay out of your way. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you I'm going to provide several face plates that may include a mouth, may include a nose, and will provide a base for your eyes there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, cool. That's what I'm up to.
This is getting technical.
Yeah.
Well, it's almost like you need technical language to, to communicate about technical art.
No, guys, these are ancient astronauts. They go real basic. Like, if you can't build a rocket ship out of a stick and some fire, too advanced. Okay, gotta bring it back.
Aliens. This is like, these are the camping aliens from the Outer Wilds.
Mhm.
Did you guys play the Outer Wilds?
What's up, D Zinc? So much sex.
Zinc.
Hey,
Oh, hey, brother.
thanks for being here.
Yeah, man.
Oh, that reminds me. I could actually.
What was the game you were mentioning, Verbal?
Oh, the Outer Wilds. Just a beautiful experience. It's like kind of it's an adventure game, kind of like the kind where you would go, examine this button and then, it's a clue. Okay, now read this bit of text here. But it takes place in this miniature solar system, and it is magical. It's just, it's an experience like no other. It's one of those games that stands in a category by itself, and you just can't wait to see what the developer does next.
Wow.
So is that from the makers of Myst, or?
No, it's definitely got a legacy in Myst. Myst is, not legacy, but Myst is an influence for sure. But no, in fact, as far as I know, it was their first commercial game. It's based on a game school prototype.
Oh, nice.
Sounds stupid. Sorry, I just had to do that because it just was dead air, and it does sound amazing. I'm always blown away when people are able to find a completely new world or genre or build something like that in a sea of already made things. I'm like, how the hell you came up with something new? That doesn't happen.
Yeah, they managed to find a way to expand an existing format, and I think that's kind of where all the best stuff happens, right? It's so rare that somebody can see something so novel that it's possible to implement it and people will accept it. There's just all kinds of hangups, but the sweet spot seems to be, take a formula that is well established. The movie, broadly speaking, is a well-established formula, but then find a way to explore that in a way that just makes you feel like you're seeing a movie for the first time. And that's what this did for the adventure game genre, and for just more narrative video games for me.
I got an idea like that. So it's like you watch a movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then right while you're watching the movie, at some point, somebody just hits you with a fire hose.
Right.
And you don't know when it's going to be?
That's right. The element of surprise. You ain't never watched a movie like this.
I feel like William Castle must have done this at some point already. He did the skeleton that flew out over the audience, and
oh, really? There's a guy that just started adding gags like that?
Yeah. He made movies that used these in-theater gags, and that was his differentiator. So he made a film called The Tingler that involved, I believe it involved theater seats that could electrically shock you.
Yes.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
I believe
I think you meant Genius, Spicer.
So the skeleton that flies out over the audience was called Emergo, and that was used in The House on Haunted Hill. I built one of those for a film called Trippin', which is why I know about it. But it was fun. Nevertheless, it was a skeleton that flew in through the front door of a cabin.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
And terrifying.
But we used Play-Doh, some kind of Play-Doh putty to make the flesh for the skeleton, and made it all hanging off in different places. We used latexy ropes for sinews and so forth.
Hell yeah.
Sounds hot.
Yeah. More latex.
Lothar, And latex. I always think of Ming the Merciless from
Flash Gordon.
Yeah, Flash Gordon.
Dude, that scene when he puts his hand in that fucking log still haunts me to this day. I saw that when I was like a little kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that worth a watch now? Like
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yes.
If you're to watch a bad movie for fun, then this is like, it provides a lot of the benefits of a bad movie while also being watchable pretty much across the board.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I mean, when he hikes a football and like runs into a bunch of troops, it's like pretty amazing.
Pretty amazing.
It is, dude. Like, you can hear an eagle screech and everything.
Whoa, I just heard it.
That's the sound of freedom.
Chris, how did you come up with this idea? What made you? What rabbit hole did you get down? You said you were on Pinterest.
Like Pinterest was like a great idea / mistake.
It always is, brother. It always is.
God, yeah, I killed like 3 hours on there, like finding more shit than I really needed. But I've been dwelling on like cosmic entity shit for like a couple weeks or so. And there's like just segue into this, man. I am looking forward to reading this as soon as I get a chance. I've been waiting to get this. It's called We Only Find Them When They're Dead. And it's kind of like the premise is they find these like gigantic like corpses of gods out in space or something like that. So yeah, there's a little bit of that. A little bit of like just the thinking about how far back humanity goes, and that it might be a little bit further back in time than what we think. Stuff like that. And I just, always appreciate like looking at the forms of like relics and stuff like that, because that's like things don't often come from nothing, and it's usually a response to something. So kind of like a glimpse of like, I don't know, it makes you wonder like what the fuck they saw or thought or what inspired them to consider making those forms. There's a lot of stuff that's like it does not look human. I mean, you could like vaguely be human, like there's some like abstraction to it, but I just thought it'd be a cool thing. I thought it would translate well into the piece and just kind of be something neat.
Hell yeah, man. No, I know it is weird. Like some of the stuff that we have discovered that has been created that you're like, well, is this just like, what kind of nightmare did you have that inspired this? Like,
dude, I had the craziest fucking dream. I told Spicer about this one the other day. Like, it was like one of those like hyper realistic ones. Like, all senses were like present. Like, there was, aside from like sight, I mean, there was, sound, touch, smells, sensations. Like, it was crazy. Like, it was like I don't remember like what it was, but like someone had booked a flight for my family. I think it was like maybe my mother-in-law wanted us to come out to Arizona because that's where like it ended, right? But it was on this experimental plane that was made with like alien technology, and like I remember just everything, like the feeling, like getting in there and just the way it smelled. It had this strange like kind of ozone smell, just weird. But there were no windows, and all the walls were screens, and they just kept showing you like random shit to keep you distracted. And then like the longest time was just getting on, and then I don't know what felt like just a couple minutes. The next thing I know, like there was a sensation of going down, and then the whatever fucking hatch opens and everybody disboard, and we're like in the fucking desert. So it was like, and I remember the feeling of the heat like washing in, and just that dry heat of Arizona. It was crazy, man. Yeah.
So was it like some bad chili, or what the hell happened, man? That's crazy.
That means it's working.
Yeah, good chili.
I wrote a story a while back, or outline really. I don't really write like full stories, but just kind of like make some notes about an interesting world or scenario. and it was about a town that every night when they go into their dreams, they're being hijacked as laborers for some trans-dimensional slave driver. So they're being like exhausted in their dreams, sucked into this other realm where they're trying to piece it together by day because they can't quite remember what happened,
They're being Bitcoin actual miners for some alien.
That would be horrible. And you're like, every day, you're like, God, I'm having these dreams, and they're just so real. And now these bruises are showing up, and
it's like
this is Freddy Krueger nonsense.
Black lung.
Did you ever listen to Sam Kinison?
Oh yeah,
like his skit about like dying and how that's not the end of it. Like, you die horribly or whatever, and then like you're just floating around your body, and then like the guy operating the morgue starts like ass raping your corpse. It's never fucking ends.
I actually just heard about that guy that he was like not always like that, and then he got in a car accident, and they said like even his siblings were like, yeah, he was never the same, and then that personality like came out after that accident.
Yeah, like he was I think he was a minister or something prior to that.
Oh really? Oh, I didn't know it was that drastic.
I know
That doesn't have to be that drastic.
yeah, I think he was a minister.
Whoa.
Right?
He was like, I could speak passionately, but way crazier and about not godly stuff and make a career out of it.
Right?
Oh, what a guy.
Yeah, man. I mean, he was a funny dude.
Well, they were talking, I think, too, about like how he was one of those comedians that, like, sadly, he was fueled by a lot of his like substance abuse, but also that's what took him out early. And, like guys like that, you're like, oh, they burn bright real quick, and then they go down that fast track. It's not a good thing.
Yeah, but he was fun while he lasted.
Yeah.
I wonder what I've never looked up the original source for the quotation about the candle burning twice as bright, burns half as long. But, it's mentioned in Blade Runner, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But I imagine it's from some work of literature, don't you think?
Probably. It's pretty prolific.
Was it Franklin? I feel like that's like a Ben Franklin kind of.
Yeah, it would have to be like, I wonder when the era of candles began. That's got to be, that's probably way further back, but it just occurred to me like, all right, well, if it's about candles, of course, it could have been about torches in the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
God, I gotta hurry up. I'm like on my first one still.
Are you adding eyeballs to the surface? Because I've been sculpting position available on the surface of all these mouths here. Or these mouths and noses, but you're putting eyeballs in there, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just did one. Show you. Tell me if I'm like off base here or not. But
if you, no, it should. I don't know if it's going to fit. It should be good. I mean, I'm just making the same holes, so it should be red. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing something about because I noticed you had like a 3 eye socket version.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to like do some with like a couple eyes and stuff like that. Like, and I think too, like what I'm gonna do is just make a couple quick like IMM brushes and stick some shapes in there, see what happens.
Okay, those will have to be either or situations for the mouth nose area.
Oh, okay.
If they don't have that, we'll work it out. It's a 90-minute thing. So
all right.
Man, this kind of reminds me of like, wasn't it Geraldo or something like that they had like opening one of those tombs and they had like an Apache helicopter hieroglyph somewhere.
Oh God.
Something like that. It's like, what the hell? Like an Apache helicopter? Like some Egyptian kid just went in there and scratched that on there. Come on.
Wow. Why the fuck is that doing that?
Stargate, man.
Dude, fuck, I'm gonna have to reboot.
Oh, what?
No.
I'm gonna have to like restart ZBrush, man. This fucking brush is jacked up.
Oh, just reset all brushes.
I did, and it's still not working out here.
Let's do it twice.
Yeah.
You do you twice.
Ooh.
Wish I could.
Oh! Spicer wins.
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
Wait,
I'd fuck me hard.
Was she a great big
Yeah, Goodbye Horses, man. That damn song.
Don't you hurt my fucking dog.
Into the night. That's it.
It's getting weird. Did you know that song is made by a person that was like, they were just like an amateur like musician, and they're like a bus driver in New York now.
Oh, wow.
Like that is a very well known and liked song. I mean, like it's kind of like by choice. Like they were just like, yeah, it's like it's fine. That was like a fun time.
This is fun.
Like, wow, that was like a huge song actually.
I think that like some people are incredibly wise to go like, yeah, I just made this song, moving on with life.
Yeah.
Like, they realized like, nah, like
Yeah.
to live that life is a serious commitment.
Yeah. They're like, oh, I made some money. Cool.
Yeah.
Bus driving's way less stressful.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be for me. Can't
Actually.
see around this person. Oh God.
You must drive them. Drive them.
All right, let's try this again. There we go.
I don't even know what the hell I'm making, but I'm having fun with it.
There you go.
2 days in a row.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
We did sort of experimental sculpture in ZBrush yesterday on the stream.
Nude. It was wild. No, the sculptures were nude. Like, well, actually they were fully clothed. It was full clothing. So nothing about it was nude. So I don't know why I'm saying that, but it's spicier that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you guys didn't check it out, we'll eventually, if we don't have it up yet, because our YouTube channel is new, but after you guys watch this or at some point, you should go ahead and check out our one from, 2 weeks ago that we did Innsmouth fish people. And I thought that was a tremendous success.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, it really came out awesome. It's kind of interesting to see how these features all come together in these things. This one will definitely be, I think, really unique. But yeah, that one was so cool. Such great variety and expression out of that one.
It's like just love
really, really, really fun.
working on stuff that can surprise me. Like that's the whole idea, is that I want the art to amuse me. Like, what am I putting all this work in for? It should entertain me.
You're so selfish.
I know. Chill.
Gosh, I know.
Making us all look bad, bro.
What do you do for everyone else?
They can work that out,
Oh my God, he's owning it.
but you got to work it out.
Brother, gotta work it out.
If it entertains me, it'll probably entertain other people with weird brains. So
Theoretically.
we can all enjoy together. We all go together. No, nay, never, no more. However that went. Wow, these are some heavy meshes.
Heavy meshes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to reduce.
Yeah, I'm decimating for sure.
I feel like I should mess with some arrays or something. I feel like that could really be a good deal in this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, show. some nano meshes, some arrays.
Ooh.
Oh, if you're not using that knife tool.
Oh man.
Just finished using
Dude, I have got to learn that. I have not messed with it yet.
Oh man.
It was
Whenever you want to cut
pretty
something
easy
out,
to jump
use
in.
it.
Yeah. It just works for the most part.
Yeah, that's what IR Sculpts was saying, that it basically like kills like 4 existing brushes.
Oh yeah, like the clip, the slice, and the can't remember what the other one is.
Why
But
did you
yeah.
even say anything?
I don't know. The thing, the one, yeah. There's the one, the other one, and the other one. Those are the brushes. You're welcome.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, I always hated that about the slice brush too. Like how, if your resolution was pretty good, it would work okay. But then like every once in a while you'd slice and then you'd get that like one where it couldn't decide where to go. And so it'd be like, well, there's a few random strays. And you're like, well, I need all or nothing here.
Yeah.
Can't have this slight slice.
I mean, Boolean tools in 3D applications have been bullshit forever.
That's true.
So at some point, I guess we just got to take the rough with the smooth.
Stop telling me to be appreciative. I'm complaining here.
I know. I just get your complaints out, man. Enjoy your complaints, but I'm going to throw down with some gratitude.
You ruined it. I can't.
I've been hating Boolean. Like when ZBrush introduced Booleans, I thought finally they'll get it right. Surely, I've never looked into the mathematics of Booleans, but it must be the case that there are some fundamental problems they're just like, if you do Booleans on a computer, you always have this problem. It's like unavoidable. No matter which direction you go, you try to juke left, it jukes right. I don't know I don't know. It snaps right. It just moves. They do moves, counter moves.
Yeah, it's a tricky thing. I think the best use of Booleans that I found is just the ability to like any and some other programs do this, but like the ability to see through what you're cutting out, which I love that ZBrush does so well, because especially in instances where you're trying to get shapes to cut from one another like really cleanly that are really complicated, like the fact that you can just see the negative of that shape the whole time and adjust your mesh so that they get a clean cut. Because it's like, I remember in other programs, it's always just like, well, you just try and then you hit the operation and then you just see what it does. And it's just this back and forth. And you're like, dude, if I could do this interactively, that would be extremely helpful.
Yeah, ZBrush does improve the status quo without a doubt. Cannot deny it. How many parts you guys got?
I'm on my 3rd.
Yeah, I'm on 2.
I have 1 down, but I'm making eyeballs, so it's gonna make some changes here.
Wait, I'm super confused as to. Oh, I accidentally got rid of one of mine. No. I thought I had duplicated it, but I hadn't, and I wiped it out. Now I got to go save this thing. Recover. Loving you.
Creepy haunted girl version. Just don't kill me. Whatever you want, okay? God. Having you. No.
Back dead in an Irish castle for the last 3 centuries, creepy haunted girl is back with all of the hits. Rocky Mountain High. Why don't you crash into me today?
Oh my God.
The deaths of celebrities. Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of an overdose.
Oh no.
And 99 more incredible celebrity death predictions.
Predictions.
Enjoy her rendition of WAP.
I don't know what that song. I couldn't take it. I get a little bit Genghis Khan. I want you to get it on.
This should be a real thing. Like
99 sea shanties on 2 compact discs.
it would be fantastic if somebody took like I'm sure people have taken haunted noises and made something into them, but if they actually had made them like samples for songs, like pop songs almost. Like, did not see this coming.
Oh, here we go. We'll fix this thing. You get over there. Hey, all right. And now we're gonna do a thing where we copy a thing to a thing.
Make sure you copy some of the things, but not all of the things. You'll have too many things.
That's right. We only need one thing. Maybe 2, but that's all. In fact, I think we should invent a new word for plurals above 2. That's how little we need them.
Isn't it like a few? Isn't that above 2? I don't recall.
Yeah, but there are certain grammatical situations where you would want to put a separate word. Separate word.
Separate words. Get that separate words. So
separate word backup singer.
Who knew the show was going to be so musical?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, what have I done?
Yeah, you're to blame.
Yep, possible.
Oh
no, don't you do this.
I'm not sure what this accessory does, but it's very strange.
It finds things in crevasses.
It does whatever you need it to do. Yeah, in crevasses. It operates best in really tight spaces.
Oh, damn.
That's right. Nighty-night. Keep your butthole tight.
Oh, we didn't actually give him a clickable link in that tweet.
Oh my.
What? Oh no.
Oh no, people have to use their fingers and type things.
I thought it was the Linktree one. Did I not do that?
It's not clickable in the tweet.
Oh, good Lord. Can I?
I was just going to. I'm passing it along to another group now that I have a hot minute.
Are you in there?
Yeah, I'll take care of that one as well.
Okay. Apologize. Apologies. Not apologize. Apologies.
No.
I'm apologizing.
Learning is fun.
The apology.
I'm stupid when it comes to tweeters.
Get good. Jeez.
I don't wanna.
That oh, interesting. That Linktree embed has an auto subscribe prompt built into it. Was that an option?
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh, baby.
Oh,
That's right.
Oh. Yeah, you can't be bothered to click no. I mean, come along for the ride.
That's right.
All right. Let's get that direct link to the stream for y'all. Here.
Thanks, Bill.
Procedural. Procedural ancient astronauts. I said ass. Tweet. Let's tweet that shit out. Now. Hold on a sec. I'm going to do a sack solo. I'll be right back. Got to get my boner down. There we go. I'll put my boner power.
Keep it up, Bill. It's all good. That's part of the show. We're
I'm
fine
tempting, though. It's
all right.
I don't want to send out vibes too quick. I got to be selective. Just kidding.
I was going to say, you selective, Bill? Doesn't seem like you.
Any port in a storm for that guy.
That's right.
Hey, friendos. Streaming for another hour here. Please let the procedural fan persons know. I don't want to say fan boys because, there must be some procedural ladies as well.
Darn right.
Oh,
We are inclusive here. Damn it.
Don't you dare assume.
That's right. Yeah, so for anybody that's curious kind of what the whole point of this is we are, by doing this, we are helping exercise the tool that Verbal has created, which long term could be available to other creators like any of you out there to use to do this exact thing. Like procedural NFTs or just procedural art is a pretty I wouldn't say untapped, but it's, like there's not a lot of, at least in the NFT world, a lot of instruction in terms of how to do this stuff.
Yeah. People aren't really talking about their methods. When I mean, if you have an article that goes into this, please send it my way. Or if you know somebody who's open with the information, I'd love to know. But every time I bring it up on a Discord, people are like, no, it's just, we just pick stuff like they've got some secret sauce. They don't have secret sauce. Most procedural NFTs are Photoshop with a script, meaning it's like Java Canvas or some other library that lets them manipulate, layered image files with code. So it's not like an amazing secret sauce that nobody has access to. I've simply done something really similar, albeit somewhat more sophisticated. I would say. It's in Blender. And so, I want to meet those people. I want to share this stuff with them. So as the idea is to fund the further development of the project by selling the NFTs it generates. So that's what we'll be doing. We've got a few for sale on voidstormer.com. You can find some very reasonably priced, unique one-of-one originals on my Hiket Nunk.
If you guys are new to NFTs, and I mean, it's a big world, but like the Hen site is really good because it actually is like fairly reasonable. I mean, not that there are NFTs that are out there that aren't reasonable, but the fact that it's operating on Tezos, and Tezos are a lot more fairly priced, not fairly, but just lower.
Right now, the circumstances are that one TEZ is like $3.
Yeah.
So a lot of artists will sell works, like large editions of works, for a fraction of a TEZ. So you can collect work from a big collection, but of an artist whose work you really enjoy, for like 30 cents. And then gas is usually something like 30 cents as well. And then like there's like a kind of the tier that I'm pricing at is like around 3 TEZ. So still, like, if you want to support an artist and you enjoy collecting crypto art, it's a really solid place to do it. And there's just an enormous amount of work out there for under $10 effectively. Yeah,
exactly. So it doesn't have to be this crazy barrier to entry that's impossible to get into. Like you could, if you're in it and you want to just own some cool or support artists, really, I mean, because a lot of it is just about that even, and get some cool art. It's a great spot to go.
Yeah.
Because we get it too. Like we have a hard time. Like there's art that we want to support, like on Foundation and stuff, but we're like, we're artists by trade, so inherently we don't get that kind of quiche to be able to do that. But on
Hiket Nunk, I can just reach out to the folks who, like, if there's somebody's posting work that I appreciate, it's so easy for me to just effectively leave them a tip and say, please make more. Let me help make this worthwhile for you. And it's not a slam dunk. Not everybody's going to build like an audience that's big enough to support their continued existence, of that style of work. But that's nobody's right. So but it gives us an amazing platform to try stuff. Like the risk is super low. The barrier to entry is super low. The website's a little unreliable, but the people that frequent it and share each other's work are super cool people so far.
Hell yes.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Let's see. Oscar wanted to know how many projects we are working on as a group. So in case I'm not sure if he's listening right now. So, but I would assume, since I just posted the link. So Oscar, this one goes out to you, my friend. So we have a project called Modern Weirdos. That's actually sort of the broader group name. Inside of that, we've got a collection of 9 foundation NFTs called Crypto Kids, and those are all bespoke, made by the 4 of us. And then we've been developing our approach to doing procedural artwork using my tools and our collective skills to create a series of these just live. online, and that's what we're doing right now. Is we're learning how to make an automated Mr. Potato Head into a work of art.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's it. Simple as that. And
this doesn't require any more explanation as far as like.
the great part about this is like, again, I think you could see in our other previous shows, and hopefully as a result of this, there's a lot of results that really gel together nicely. Like to the point, I know last time I was like, dude, this is a finished product right here, man. Like aside from like, you could be choosy with a few items, but like a lot of the expressions, a lot of the features just really went together nicely,
Yeah.
and the fact that we're benefiting from all your effort in that, and then each of us just putting in an hour and a half of our own time to get something as successful as that I think is really exciting and shows the potential of the tool for other people who, especially like if you're like me, you're not very technically minded. So using this tool is like really, really awesome.
Yeah, because I love that it opens a door. It opens a door that wasn't open before for people to come through and like figure out if there's something here in this space for them. It makes procedural art accessible. And maybe that's like a mission that is popping into my head. I don't know. I just somehow accidentally launched Office. What a shocker that Microsoft has made it possible to accidentally launch Office when I don't even have it. Wow, that's incredible.
They're like, oh, business dealings? We got you, bro. We got a spreadsheet going right now.
Like, piece of that. Excuse me.
Yeah. We're going to need a cut. At least 50%, please. Seems reasonable.
I think we can. So some commercial applications. So I like to make art. That's these projects are the way I make art. Like I like to make systems that can surprise me and put parameters into them and see what happens. But there's some commercial applications that shouldn't be overlooked. For instance, if we wanted to market our services to develop, like an entire look for a game, right, or an art set for a game. How much faster would the ideation process be if we started with like, oh, this is the kind of like the broad style we want. We work those out in 2D, and now let's just make a bunch of parts and engineer this system as fast as we can do this. I bet you in a week we could have like prototypes for 30, like solid concepts for 30 different full characters for a project, all derived from like a handful of 5 or 10 grammars. If we were just working on that full time for a week.
Oh yeah,
that seems very doable.
Mm-hmm. I agree. The power is yours. Trying really hard to not make this some sort of a boob belt thing, but shit.
I make no similar promises with respect to vaginal features on the faces.
And don't forget you have interpolate. So if you see my screen right here, you just drag once.
Oh yeah.
Right, drag again. And then ZBrush to interpolate all those, and it worked last time.
No, it's
it looks stupid.
It totally works.
Stupid. There we go. And
a car dirk.
There we go. And interpolate. Bam. There we go.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was doing some tests with interpolate a few days ago. Let me see if I have a.
Yeah, it works with curves too.
Yeah.
Fucking great.
Yeah, it works with almost everything I threw at it, honestly. I wonder what it would do if you did 2 different IMM brushes, one at either end. Bet you it'd just change them all. I mean, I can't think of an algorithm that doesn't involve like recasting something to a totally novel topology to then translate the points from one point to another. So. But, they could shock us. They could shock and amaze us.
Shock us.
Let's see here. Sketchbook.
There's so many features in ZBrush now. It's always like one of those things that you'll forget about stuff, and then you'll be like, oh, I need to use that more. And then you'll start using that, and then you'll stop using the other stuff, or you'll forget about it. And I'm like, dang it. I can't win. My brain doesn't know it all. Can't keep it in there.
Stupid head.
Stupid, my dumb brain. Dumb brain.
Yeah, I feel like I'm always like 2 updates behind.
Yeah, like the last update, I did a pretty okay job, like getting in there and messing with the balloon mesh stuff, like getting in there and at least kind of figuring it out and going, okay, I see where to. But even still, I'm like, oh, not to the point where I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna just for sure instinctively use that. Like, I'll sometimes use it, and then sometimes it doesn't work the way I want it, and I'm like, oh crap, now I got to go for the old standby. So I know it's just not I got to get the practice in, and now I haven't even checked out the new features of this, and I'm falling behind.
So I was playing around with the iteration tool the other day, and I found that it's really good for forming these like organic carapaces, like this head in particular here is like a mesh balloon and then another mesh balloon iterated across those. And so you can do mesh balloons as you can do arbitrary shapes, and it will interpolate them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Let's see, Del higher. Let's just do something on the back of this turtle here. And what do I got to do? Set the picker to depth, continuous. I don't understand why that's not the default for this brush. Depth continuous, because it, like, when do you not want it to write on a surface? I mean, I'm sure that situation exists, but
which brush is it you're discussing?
Mesh balloon. Okay, here we go. So
oh yeah,
it probably ran them through the middle. So let's solo that. No, it didn't run them. Maybe because I moved the back there. Let's try this again. Oops. And where's my iteration? Stroke. Interpolate. There we go. There we go. And actually, in this case, because I don't know if it's because I had continuous Z on or because that's the way the brush works, but check it out. It has created like this sort of flow where it starts out with these like taller forms here, and then they flatten out toward the top, and it's all more or less automated.
That's badass.
Wow.
You can also do like brain-like surfaces readily with by tweaking the settings for mesh splat. I noticed.
Ooh.
I use that as the basis for the brain stuff for CRISPR, I believe. I always find brains extremely tedious to sculpt.
Oh, I feel like we were talking about that. I really like them, actually.
Yeah, we did have this conversation.
Yeah. And that's when we were asking if brains were a continuous thread of material or if it was actually like, because they sort of look like you could just go and just like unravel the whole thing. It's like, oh, it's just one string the whole time. And then Chris, your wife, I think, corrected us.
Yep.
And shamed us and then hit us, which we weren't expecting, but we took. We were like, you know what?
I'm used to it.
It was appropriate. It's fine.
Why did that do that?
I see Spicer. I peek at your screen. He's got them Princess Leia cones we were talking about. He's got them flowing.
Oh hell yeah, bro!
Oh man.
I keep forgetting to look at the reference. I apologize. It's not on purpose.
Oh yeah, mine is. I've looked at it, but I keep going like I'm just kind of free flowing. It's going off the rails over here, so I don't know what's going. Mine's just going wild. It's wild.
At least one of these is just a cute dinosaur face.
Oh yeah, there it is. Gosh, I keep forgetting that the symmetry portion is under transform. It just seems like it should be in stroke. I don't. That always. I'm like, why? Why you do that?
Why you do that?
Right.
Why would do that?
All right, let's see here. Batman and I started discussing a CG artist game show.
Oh my God, such a good idea, dude.
So, what do you think what do you think that would be like? What would you do with a CG artist game show?
Figure out if they're communists or not, and then execute them.
I just saw that what is it, a couple seasons ago, Rick and Morty, where he keeps showing up, keeps cloning himself into these new alternate dimensions, and literally like like a shrimp version of himself, and then he's like, he keeps showing up, and they're all communists, and every one of them, despite them being like a shrimp population or wasp population. So he just at the end he just shows up and he's like, Heil, whatever Hitler is here, and he's like, well, what the hell, man? Don't say that. He's like, well, here, come join us, but don't say any of that shit. He's like, oh, thank God. It's like through the whole episode, he keeps killing himself because he just keeps showing up in communist realities. Yeah. Yeah, I keep thinking it's like, I've always thought thered be, and I think there actually is, like if you had an art show that was sort of like that Chopped show.
Oh, yeah.
But like with speed sculpting, like doing the stuff we're doing, like you could have like a time lapse because they do a lot of these shows when they make stuff.
Yep.
And you could do a time lapse, but I mean, you could get concepts done. Like you could even have fun ones where you're like, whatever best sculpt, like that represents some idea in 5 minutes, where it's like super fast. And
yeah, we used to do a show, Meshed Up. And,
good name.
We would I would just invite a bunch of people, and then we would have one person that we would interview, and and then we would just sculpt on a theme, and the theme would just be revealed like right before we start, and then they have 5 minutes to get their reference, and then you start.
That's awesome. What happened to it?
It's just so much work.
Yeah.
All those fucking guests
people
there, and
Yeah.
And
it has to be something that you has very little dependence upon other people being cool. Yeah. That's the fundamental challenge, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I always like that Chopped format because it's like, here's a basket of shit, make something with it,
GFL.
Yeah. And you're like, oh my God. But like,
my wife and I used to get really into Chop for a minute.
I love Chop.
Yeah. What would be the sculpting version of the ice cream maker, right? Because that was always the one that like people are like, oh, in the dessert, like, oh, he's going for the ice cream maker. Can he do it? Because it's like there's just barely enough time to get ice cream done for a dessert. But like if they pushed it and it panned out, they would a lot of times win.
Micro mesh.
I mean, that can be generated fairly quickly. I feel like it'd be like doing something like UVs or something like that would be insane to do in a sculpt off.
Like maybe using it for, well, it depends on, like, you can't render displacement in ZBrush effectively. So
right.
Using it for some kind of procedural displacement, I could see.
You can use Mudbox.
No. Ooh, maybe I'll actually I'm going to use XMD Academy or XMD Toolbox here. Let's get some of these brushes in here. I just got the update and all them shits.
All of them shits.
I got them shits.
This is the best one so far. I like this one.
Oh, yes. Let's see here. I need some techie stuff. Tech circle. Mm-hmm.
Got 37 minutes.
Son of a. I've created like 3.
Oh, I got like 7.
You son of a.
Why am I so much better than everybody?
Why? Why are you? Stop.
This is really great reference boards. I really enjoy these.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I wasn't thanking anybody.
I was going to say, that was a little presumptuous. Whoa.
I was just mentioning it.
Ooh.
You're welcome.
It's a bit weird.
You're welcome.
Just hopped in there and took credit. It's crazy. I love it when you try and do something on a subdivided mesh and it gives you the warning. How come it does it 3 times pretty much every time? It's always like, no, no, no. Like that scrolls across like 3 times. Like, gee, I got it. All right. Once was enough.
Stop being so mean.
Yeah. Like, well, you don't pay attention, so we have to tell you 50 times. Fair enough. That is 100% accurate. Oh, no. I don't want it.
Putting in an iron lung.
Yeah, I'm hearing that too. I have no idea what it is. Like, I thought my cat was in here snoring for a second.
It could be my dog in the
Is it?
background snoring.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably a dog.
My dog snores pretty loud. I thought she was pretty far enough away where that wouldn't be, but she is mighty.
You pick my dog.
Kick my dog.
Yeah,
My dog.
All right, so if ancient civilizations had the ability to travel, traverse space, and bring technologies to other planets, what do you think would develop? Like I'm just imagining oh yeah, ancient ritual sacrifice, and then they just keep doing that forever. Like, well, this is what the more advanced society does.
I bet they're like alien teenagers that do that shit, and it's like fucking jokes for them. Dude, they're gonna do it. They're totally gonna fucking do it.
Yeah, like other planets we discover that like ancient people have colonized, and they're like, oh, we brought this tech, and we're like, bro, we stopped doing that temple stuff, and ripping people's hearts out long time ago. That we found that kind of barbaric, and they're like, oh shit, we thought this was like
now we just use brain slugs to change people's way of thinking rather than religion.
Right. You're like, oh man, we're sorry. Those fools, it's a little antiquated. Yeah, but I mean, it's fine. It's fine.
it's fine.
Oh, it's cool. Like,
It's fine.
You guys keep doing that. It's fine. If it's working for you, great. Well, to be honest, it's not very popular, but we just kept doing it because we thought it was the cool alien way.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
didn't think y'all would do it. I mean, shit. The sun's gonna come up one way or another, but you want to toss that virgin into a pit. You're lost, aren't you?
One time it didn't come up, and it was blocked out by some evil creature that was shaped exactly like the sun. Oh yeah, that was the moon, man. It's not a big deal. oh shit, so many millions of people could have not killed. Yeah, that was going to come back either way.
Yeah,
no problem.
We call those seasons.
We thought it was best not to question things and just make sure to sacrifice enough people. So we just kept doing that for like a million years.
To do, you know?
Yeah, in the end, actually, you know, it's not
in the absence of evidence, it's pretty logical.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody watching. If you have any questions about NFTs or anything like that, just let us know in the chat. We have lots of information to give and a lot of love.
Yeah, let us give it. We're begging for it. We're begging to share. All right, let's see what else we got in here.
I mean, they get an art show, they get comedy, they get music, they get Asmir with the dog snoring.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we give it all.
That's right. What more do you want from us?
I've never heard anybody pronounce it.
Mm-hmm.
I would just assumed it was an initialism. Asmir. It sounds like an alternative realm, you know, a place.
Oh, yeah.
How do you know it's not?
I don't.
It's a place of relaxation.
For so many people, it is.
And serenity. Peace.
And sadly, it was conquered immediately because when the leaders are Bob Ross and the guy from the Steady Craftsman, you know, it doesn't really project an intimidating tone for the other planets. And they conquered it quickly.
Came down.
Yeah. Didn't last, sadly. But for those few wonderful years, everyone was nice and soothed.
We experienced joy.
All right, we have 29 minutes left. 29.
It's not enough time. Nobody gets the "Don't hug me, I'm scared" reference.
No.
What? You got? Please tell me you guys know about those.
What?
It's called "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared." They're like
Avenue Q, is that the?
Oh yeah, I think it is, right?
Yeah.
Is that the name? Yeah, it's like they're like puppets for the most part, and they made like a YouTube series, and each one is sort of like a kid's show with a lesson, but there's always like something dark and strange going on. They're phenomenal. Like, oh man.
What kind of dog do you have snoring?
She's a pit bull.
No,
She's got the classic pit bull feature of the built-in schnoz
flaps.
Flaps, yeah. But it's funny because it always seems like she likes restrictive breathing. Like the more she can bury her face into a blanket and the less oxygen getting in, the more comfortable she is.
I
was like,
that about dogs.
Yeah, I'm like, don't you want to breathe? They're like, no.
You run brain damage?
Yeah.
This is the only way I can fall asleep.
That's dog drugs, is just trying to destroy their brain through oxygen deprivation.
It is a rather boring life for them, so I could see that being an entertaining factor. It's like kids when they're bored. And they're
tough.
We'd choke each other out if we had the opposable thumbs.
Tell me how this lighter works again. Could you hook it up to a foot pedal, maybe?
No, Fido, stop it. Quit trying to torture yourself just because you're bored.
Why do you give me this stogie if you won't let me smoke it?
I always have to remind myself of that, or I try and remind people of that as well, where like the idea of being a dog, or like, God, it's like so nice, you don't have any worries, but it's so boring. And I'm like, yeah, but they have like tiny brains, so like they're very entertained by very little. So it's not like your brain and a dog, like you would be crazy bored, it would be hellish, but for them, they're just like, yeah, that's cool, I saw like a bird today, that was crazy.
Yeah, they think the dog is the disabled one. The people that cannot keep themselves entertained are the people perhaps that are somewhat more challenged.
Yeah,
like if there's not enough stuff in the world to keep you entertained, then I feel like there's something sideways.
Mm-hmm.
There's that movie Brother Bear. I don't know if you ever saw that. There's like the two moose that are like just sitting in the woods and like thinking of something green. Tree? Yep. Thinking of something green. Tree? Yep.
That seems fairly accurate.
You want to go chew something over there?
I don't know. That seems like a bit much. I think I'll just lay here for a few more hours first.
Okay,
Build up to it.
I'm gonna go chew over there, but if anything happens, bolt upright. I don't know. Run, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. some kind of an alert to let me know that something happened.
I think that these are Robitussin plants, so feeling a little chill here. Got into the coca leaves.
Just the idea of like a bored dog, just barking for hours and, hey, why are you barking? And they're like, I don't know. I don't know.
About it before.
Yeah. Nobody's ever asked me that. I just always did it. Felt right.
In fact, I'm going to do it some more now.
You know what? The idea of not doing it just seems ridiculous.
I'm still plotting my way through Brave New World, and the characters are very confused because they've met a person that did not grow up with their conditioning. So they're like, well, why wouldn't you just want to shag everybody all the time? This is weird. You're freaking out.
Oh, that's a great book.
It's all getting thrown back in their faces. Bernard's getting his comeuppance.
Yeah, I need to go back, and I think I mentioned I had listened to the audiobook of that, but it was during a time where work was kind of intense, and so I just didn't. I wanted to listen to it well, but didn't have the capacity.
It's kind of going on and on at this point, but he's managing. Like I'm less interested in like the drama of what's happening to these characters than I am in the world building. That's the only thing that's really keeping me going. Is I kind of want to see how the worlds collide at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how much influence that had on like Logan's Run.
I'm not sure, but certainly from that like sort of sphere of fiction, I think. The next version of Cousins is going to be all edit in place, so you should be able to take any of the parts and just edit them in the generated version and get them updated for all other versions. You can just kind of like generate it. Oh, it broke in there, make it work. Generate a bunch more. Oh, it's broken there, make it work.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So basically, you don't have to like repopulate it each time you make a change, is what you're saying?
Yeah, at least there'll be less of that.
Oh, okay.
So like a bunch of work. I'm still in like the very early phases of like, can I, how do I access groups of objects in ways where I don't have to have them in the scene necessarily? Mm-hmm. So hopefully that'll slow down the scene a lot less too by storing them like not linked to any objects until they're needed. But there's just a bunch of little things to test out and find. I gotta finish my client work first.
Yeah, hurry up with all of it.
Only one thing. I could be moving my ass a little bit, but one step at a time.
Don't take that literally, damn it. Just kidding.
No, I wasn't. But I always
You're
have
like,
that voice in my head that's like EFG. My voice in my head is always ready to reinforce those types of sentiments.
Whoa. I see what you did. I just wanted to see what you do, and you did not disappoint.
Oh.
Sorry.
You're talking to your tools over there?
Mm-hmm.
Well, obviously.
And quoting The Dark Knight.
Excuse me.
I've added some color to a few of these. I hope that's not a problem.
It's not a problem. It just it may not show up.
Okay, that's fine.
Eventually, bringing over vertex colors is probably something we'll want to do, but I haven't nailed down a workflow for that. But I would love to start seeing these things happen in color. So let's see. This is face H. So what do we do?
Oh, yeah, how do you want us to name these again?
Just a consistent beginning name, underscore, and then A, B, C, D, E. So I'm using face for these, and then just, all the parts need to be one subtool. Oh, does anybody have time to make a few, or at least one faceplate? Well, actually, that's going to not work with all the faces. Never mind. Something to consider for the future, though.
Oh, man. Just checking out what everybody's doing, and it's looking wild. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I thought my new computer would speed up the decimation master a little bit more, but it kind of doesn't.
No, shit.
I think that's just slow no matter what sometimes. But
it should be. I mean, it's a bunch of computation. So if your CPU is significantly faster, then it might be a coincidence and you're just decimating more shit, or it's an operation that has a lot of overhead. So it's like the difference between CPUs is a lot smaller than the full, like, we have to do this thing over here that just takes as long as it takes kind of thing. But even that doesn't make sense because it's still a collection of instructions. So I wouldn't think.
I think it's probably more so that, like, I start seeing my computer. I used to see my computer start choking more when I got in higher levels of polygons, and now I'm like really not seeing that. So I'm just like, yeah, just decimate this, and it's just like it's like 50 million polys probably. It's trying to crunch, and I'm just like, hurry up! Did I ask the quantity? Just get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Supplies.
I never considered how
18 minutes. 18 minutes.
We should probably start naming and stuff then.
This shape is a good shape. It's like it's the Among Us shape, right? Basically.
It's pretty similar, yeah, because of this little portal.
That was accidental.
Oh yeah, right, Chris.
Because if you look at there in the
You're just trying not to get sued. We all see what's going on here.
Exactly. If you look at the reference, there's a couple like kind of helmets that have that kind of thing. Because I was thinking like the trim around the helmet could have been something too that could be played with.
Oh yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, what I keep noticing for myself is one way to do these is to just make one. of something and then say, well, what could I easily change here? And just go and go and go and go and go. So they kind of, you work out the fit and you work out the tone as you go along. We do it a little differently here where we just each dive into separate sections. And I think it's a little more surprising that way. But it's a little easier to set up like a more complex character, I think, when you build like a full character at once. The reason I started saying that is because I was thinking about the helmets, for example. A helmet could end up being a set of grammars itself. So you build one, and then you're like, well, what parts could I interchange on this particular helmet? And by building like the whole thing, then you can deconstruct it and figure out what swaps in and out.
Yeah, you could isolate each of these parts to individual parts very easily.
Yeah, I need to come up with some kind of notation for us to like say, okay, well, each of these parts should match, wherever this rule is, it should match the same rule in all the other places.
Mm-hmm.
I've experimented with it, but I don't have a good way to.
Dude, I made it to N.
You what?
I made it to N as far as number of parts.
Oh, right on.
Wow. I think I have 4, but I mean, to be fair, they're fairly complicated looking, but still, it's not that many. It's not that many.
It'll be interesting to see if I've maintained enough fit for the eyes. I think that it'll be wild. Some of them will be just cray-cray. But I'm having fun with like just curating them rather than having to make everything work.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like a loftier future goal, is like, oh no, everything from this system 100% has to work versus no, let's be fast and loose and let it show us like stuff we wouldn't have considered. Let's find those accidents.
Oh yeah, you got to break the tool, man. It's you got to push it and break it to know what it's capable of. So.
Yep. And I think that's part of the great fun of having a team of people that I can work with, or having an affiliation with folks that can abuse the tool.
Yes. It was almost too complimentary, and then you were like, "Oh, I need affiliates that can abuse things," and we're like, "Now you're talking." That was getting a little soft, that language at first.
Now when I'm. I started my career as a software abuser. Like I fell into software testing before, like there were that many software companies or any like very, very little shared information about like what testing should be and how it should work. They're just like, hey, 15-year-old kid, I don't know, test our software. We're getting a grant.
Wow.
So there was some literature on the subject, but I didn't like to read at that time. So we just made it up. It was an image processing tool is one of the things I was responsible for testing. So I built like a test harness that would take whatever version of the plugin that was the current gold standard and then like the latest one and run all the operations and compare them pixel by pixel. All right, did it do the same thing on this picture? Great. I thought that was pretty good for 15. I think I came up with a decent system.
Yeah, and not doing any research because you just were like, nah.
Well, there wasn't much of an internet at the time either. That was like 1993 or 92.
Oh, yeah.
So that was like, I had dial-up, there was some internet, but this company was like really one of the first companies to try to make like a multimedia web tool. And then we got crushed by Shockwave.
Oh.
All right, put in the calendar underneath.
All that reference?
Yeah, all the reference.
All right.
Yeah, this was fun, man. This was fun.
Oh, we're turning them in? Is that what we're doing?
I think so.
Yeah, we only have a few more minutes left, so want to get everything. Yeah, we got 12 minutes left. 12 minutes.
All right. I'm getting everything in. Let's see, we got the base mesh. I need the belt. I don't need the inner mesh, and then I need all my faces. And then hopefully the tool is functional at the moment. I think I don't actually see it loaded into view here, so let me make sure that it's working. something I didn't think to check, but I was making a new version of Cousins recently, and I had to disable the old one. There it is. Okay.
All right, so I am in time.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, all these are good, so I want to go Z visible. Good. Oh man, some of these are too big. This scene already getting crushed.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about mine. I might have to go through and reduce them real quick too.
Yeah, mine are 15, 8, 44, 16, and 17,000.
That's all pretty good. Yeah, that's all fine. I think if it's like under 40,000, I'm not. I think that we can live.
Yeah, because what I decimated it a whole lot, so that way it makes it look even more used and ancient and rough edges and all that stuff. So don't be afraid to decimate the hell out of it.
It's a good idea.
All right, where are we sticking these?
We're putting them in the calendar under all the reference.
All right.
And then you guys will have to stretch the conversation while I do all the processing here.
All right. I'm gonna let my dog out. I'll be right
back.
Now that's a stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like stretch while I do all this stuff. Like I'm leaving. Damn it!
That's become a trope. This is the second week in a row.
Oh yeah, he did do that last time. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he's done with his portion, but still, damn it. We'll never learn.
All right, I got the eyeballs in there.
All right. Let me get this all. Make sure mine's properly reduxed.
I got to pre-process all here, so. I don't think I've ever used pre-process all before. I usually just do it on a one at a time basis. Mana. That's all I got right now.
No. All right, man. Like, man, this is fun, dude.
Decimate all to 20,000. Debt. Destroy them.
Destroy them all.
Let's see it.
My meshes must be
moderated.
Operation complete. What are you talking? Are you kidding me? All right. Okay, great. Super duper. In that case, we'll just send up this guy and this guy to the old visible. Yeah, visible operation. That'll dump everything into Blender.
Cut that in half first. That'll reduce it quicker.
Go here. Okay. I got my faces. I got my belts. All right. Now I just need to get the next one. So I'll save this out and I'll go get the next one from y'all. Guess I'll just tidy these up later. Dump it to downloads for now. And scroll down here, spice a helmet, and eyes a download. Come to me, my love, and put all your polygons into my astronaut. I'm here to tell you it's not an easy job. Making an astronaut machine without falling in love.
Oh man, that's cool.
Yeah.
Let's see, what do we got here?
Yeah. This is the aggregate of all Spicer's helmets. It kind of looks good just as
I know, just that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That looks incredible.
All right, let's see here. Let's go visible.
I think this needs to be processed again.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Again. And maybe one more. Decimate again. Okay, let's see. What are you looking like?
What in the hell are you looking at, kid?
What's an ideal number?
Under 40,000. There's no ideal. I'm kind of guessing, but like,
Yeah.
It just, when I look at like the complexity of our parts, and I'm thinking like, okay, that's probably where we can get most of the sculpting through.
Right. Okay. I think. Yeah.
But definitely save it with more detail if you're sacrificing a lot, in case we want to use those parts.
I think mine's okay. It's fine. I could go one more round.
Eyes. Oh man, this little jumble of eyes looks kind of sweet as well.
I know, right? It's kind of got a D&D monster feel.
There's a Kako demon that's about to explode out of that singular point. That's the beholder singularity. 1.1 trillionth of a second after the beginning of the big spell. All right, let's see here. Oh man, look at all these eyes. This is gonna be cray down through O. So I think that's all. They're all visible, so we can just plop them right over.
Yeah, I meant to ask. Did you want them to be like all visible or?
Yeah, it's all good.
All right, or did it matter?
I don't think. The ideal case is that it only contains things I need to import, and they're all visible because that's just one button press. So yeah, you did great.
All right,
all
sweet.
good. Okay, so now
Bitch and Camaro.
I just need to. Let's say I need to select everything and deselect the two that I don't want to have modified.
Oh, I'm so excited. Hang on 1 second. What is this? What?
That's not how that works, apparently. Okay, we'll just do it.
Reduce more. Reduce.
That's right. We're still waiting on you.
Sorry, I know. I'm trying to get them nice and reducted. I think this is okay. Okay, save.
Wait.
The ice is gonna break. All right. Accessories.
Yeah.
Is that what this was called?
Mm-hmm.
Mine were just all around the belts, so I didn't really go like away from that. But hopefully
You should be
that's fine.
good because Spicer he was very liberal with the helmet. So
I was gonna say, yeah, his looked like his were getting pretty large there. So
yeah, they look badass.
okay.
Let's see, so
Let's go there, and we're dropping them off in Notion, correct?
yeah,
Alrighty.
the one where the reference is.
Okey
Import
dokey.
rules. Let's see how this did for us.
Oh, I already have it up to
We got the Spicer rule. We got the
the
eye.
old up to. I mean, everybody, just look at even just that's part of like the fun as is seeing all them collected together on your
Yep.
screen.
Yeah, the amalgam. is pretty wild.
Fantastic. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna bring in the last one here.
There we go. Okay, and we'll just keep full screen on you because I want to watch the magic.
Come to life.
Well, yes.
You're the best around.
No.
Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. Let's see, we're gonna load tool. Loads. And
Oh my God,
accessories. There we go.
it's very big, but I don't have anything else on my screen to look at. That's good. So that's better. Yeesh.
Let's see. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Don't need that.
Oh, sorry. I should have deleted the other ones.
Yeah, it's the ideal case is
That's
nothing
only
but
the
faults and all of them.
apologies.
But it's-
Apologies.
Topologies. Oh. Okay, so visible. I should be able to send them right up.
Oh, I like the tubing. I like the tubing.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. Okay. You guys got to keep stretching because we got to put some light and stuff in here.
Ooh.
So let me go up here to belt mesh, and then
Let's see, what can we talk about? What's going on in the world? It's Keanu Reeves' birthday today. I mean, that's a big deal.
Car.
It would have been Jack Kirby's birthday a couple days ago.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's funny that Keanu Reeves is one of those people that's so well liked. Like, I think more as just a persona in public, because it's like he was sort of like, I always felt like everybody dogged him. He was kind of like, God, what's his name?
Well, he got underestimated, I would say.
Well, he's like, Kevin Costner? Like, I think we were talking about him, like how a lot of people just love to hate him as an actor. And I'm like, I've always thought he was fine. I mean, Keanu Reeves is definitely a little milquetoast in some roles, but like,
Right.
he's also just, that's sort of his persona.
Yeah, I mean, Costner is good. I think the only performance of his I ever like kind of make fun of is Robin Hood. he just like leaned into that, and he did not even consider an accent. And he's just like, "Fuck it."
Oh yeah, because everybody else is British in it, right?
Right.
He's just like, no.
My boat.
Oh my god, yeah, I didn't even think about that. I actually, in truth, and that's a pretty well liked movie. I don't think I've ever seen the full thing though.
I wonder how that holds up. I haven't watched that since like junior high.
Yeah, it's a ball kick movie, I think, as I recall.
Yeah.
That's not like the only thing about it, but it's like that kind of audience. Like, yo, we need to get a ball kick in this movie. It's an adventure movie meant for a mass market.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's hard because I don't want to sully, the Robin Hood Men in Tights is like the ultimate Robin Hood movie.
Yeah.
So it's like, that was Mel Brooks, wasn't it?
Mel Brooks did that. Yeah, that was one of his. Carrie Elways and who else was in that? It's been a while since I've seen that, but yeah, it's a great one.
Dave Chappelle is in it. I remember.
Right. Oh my god.
He was really early on in his career.
Yep.
Like Abe Lincoln. Did you say Abe Lincoln? Oh, I said, hey, Blinken, hold the reins, man. Such a random joke.
Right.
Abe Lincoln, before he supposedly existed. Yeah, I mean, such a weird character, Robin Hood. Like, I mean, I always like, I appreciate the sentiment behind it, but it's like such a weird hero.
There was some meme though. I think like showed up like, I don't know, like a week or so ago, where it was like,
I know what you're talking about.
Money over, and then the guy's like, he's like, I'm Robin Hood. I steal from the rich and give to the poor. Here you go. And then the poor guy's like, great, now I'm rich. And he turns, he's like, you're what?
He's like, yeah, you're what? Yeah, exactly. It's like how much is the appropriate amount to steal and disperse?
How's that redistribution of wealth?
There's got to be a line here. You could go too far very easily.
It's like,
do you keep any coin for yourself? Like how many roast chickens have you had this month? Because we're allotted the 4, dude, and that's without excess. If you get 5, you're in the rich realm, and you're done.
God, that kind of like logic loop there always makes me think of like, I mean, shit like that makes me think of did you ever see this old like shitty movie from like, I think it was late 80s, maybe early 90s, called Mom and Dad Save the World?
Oh yeah.
God, dude, like my favorite. I still to this day I love this scene where like, because like they get transported to this planet where like everyone is a fucking idiot, like just like, the dumbest fucking like person ever, and they have a grenade and it's like the most dangerous weapon, and all it does is it says pick me up, and if you pick it up it kills you, right? So like they pull the pin, they throw it in the crowd of these troops, and they're all just looking at it. They're like, what's it say? Pick me up. And like one picks it up and he just like evaporates, and it goes through like everybody, the
entire crowd, the entire army.
That thing also, like if you work in like a large company and somebody does like a fucking reply all, it's like the stupid grenade, because then like everybody starts responding to it, like stop emailing me or whatever.
Oh my god. Yeah, like I'll never forget, there was one that somebody got a promotion.
Oh man.
And it was announced, right? And then it became one of those things you could tell. It was like, well, everybody that thought that they were somebody at the company had to get their congratulations in. So for weeks, you were getting these reply all emails like, couldn't go to a more deserving person, like, congratulations. And everybody was just like, and then people were replying to the thread like, guys, we think it's great, but like, can we get off the reply all thing? Can you just reply directly to her? You know, this is a congratulation. But like people were ignoring it because it was like became this weird status thing. And I was like, basically everybody from now on who hits reply all after that first day, just like put them on a list of people who don't have anything to do and are fighting to show that they're relevant at the company still, because that's exactly what's going on here. Yeah. Like
you get a Nokia phone and we'll call you when we need you.
Yeah, exactly. These people, if this is what they're doing, like they're clearly not valuable enough, or they have way too much time on their hands, because they're like, hey, it's essentially, I'm still here. I'm part of the team. And you're like, make use of yourself somewhere else.
Right.
Not on my
I'm
email.
trying. All right.
Yeah. This is great, man.
It's off here.
Dude, I want to just print that right there.
Oh, dude, you got some like nice like movie colorization going on there.
Oh my god.
Trying to get a little something going on here. All right, let's see what we get out of this thing. I'm gonna turn. What we gotta do? We gotta turn off the rules. Ooh, so this is our prototype output here. This is like what it selected from the initial. Now it's kind of washed out in front there. Maybe I should. Kind of hard to see what's going on, don't you think?
You could maybe just lower the light on the bottom light or the intensity, because you had some really great contrast at the very beginning, and I think it's just
a little washed out. Maybe these back guys are giving us too much trouble. It's a little better. There we go.
There it is. Yeah.
Always need that light coming straight to the forehead.
Yeah, that's right.
There we
through
go.
the top.
And now let's turn off this, turn on the output layer, and go to our controls and hit random grammar. Oh my god.
That is, dude, that's rad.
It seems to be working.
Oh my god.
That is so fucking cool. Oh, this is great.
The eyes with the little punchy mouth and this like crown of glory here. So it like looks like the belt is almost attacking it. Like, oh god, they put something in my belt.
Yeah, that's like the organic do-all belt. That's the one that you have to watch out for your orifices.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like the color is coming through. I bet you it's hooked up by default.
There was just a couple of them that just looked too. I thought a little bit of color would help, but so.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Let's run this some more. Oh, look at this guy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Holy cow.
Dude,
So
nice.
cool.
Like the mind flayer going.
Yeah, we gotta section these helmets out and turn them into a bunch like a helmet grammar. Oh, look at this. Oh, with the eyes scattered around here. Oh, that's a good time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of, man, like I was digging into like a little bit of like the Anunnaki shit too.
This is like a court lady in waiting. She's got her like, you know, her hat is a symbol of her station, you know, and this belt is keeping her, you know, like keeps the dudes away. Like
the watcher.
Poisonous spores here.
I don't know.
Oh man,
That's wild.
Look here. Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Dude,
the
this is
shape
awesome.
language here lining up very nicely.
Because I caught you making that one. That was like one of the few times I had a chance to like glance over. Like that looks so good. In the head. I mean, oh my god, this is fantastic.
Turn on
man. Love it.
the resampling here. And
oh my god, it's so fucking cool.
We need the color here to see the weird tongues. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you guys think about in the future adding a little color? I mean, I know, sorry, mine, I shouldn't have on a couple of them. I like accidentally, I was like just going through, but
It's a complicated subject. You should really stay in your lane.
oh shit, you're right. I'm sorry. Well, that's why I was asking you guys about it. I wasn't suggesting anything.
I think we got to take, you know, some of these that we feel are going great, and then really refine the shape language, and you know, it's like, you know, maybe after we've done 5 or 6 of these or however many we decide, we want to take one of them, right, and say, okay, let's polish you up, or you know, as we have talked about doing, we just do the terraria using the approach that we've learned from these so far.
Yeah, I think we can, you know, in terms of the terrariums, we could just spend the next few sessions creating assets for one of the, you know, like all of us creating little mountains, stylized mountains, and all of us doing all this stuff, and then we can just fucking make a bunch of things. We can just spend time making bottles, or you said you could randomly generate the bottles, right?
Yeah, I looked into that. That looks pretty doable.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have.
That's a great one.
I want to show you guys something too, like once we're done, because I had some thoughts about it.
Oh man, then the next version of the system, I need to make sure that like it outputs the version of the system and the exact code to get back to a particular generation. That's going to have to be because when I hit random here, like it's just
gone.
It's gone forever.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like there's not so many parts we couldn't reconstruct it from the picture, but you know, at some point it's out of the picture. But this is a deterministic system, so it should be able to, for a given version, it should just be able to output like A, B, C, B, D, 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 C, B, or whatever it needs to put out. And then there'll be just a place to input that, I think. Yeah, these ones with a lot of contrast between, like in the outline, these helmets are really kicking ass here.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, this belt also goes with almost every helmet. Oh, look at that. Oh, that worked out great face-wise. Holy cow.
Reminds me of the aliens that they see at the end of Explorers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh man, that's another great classic. I haven't watched that.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah.
God, the thing that's so funny. This is a great shape too, actually, because it really breaks up the, kind of what we had going last time. Because last time everything was a big face, and this turns it, kind of turned it into a body. So it's like, it's giving us such great variety and such a different look.
Yeah, I had
milder with the outline.
Because I thought, like, by setting something up like this where we kind of control the area of where the different components we work on, I felt like would help kind of like make them all seem like they're part of like a set more than just having things like kind of like, be kind of all over the place, which is fine. Because like, I mean, the stuff we did with the Innsmouth looked amazing. But like, I think too, like, even if we could even do another run of that where we could maybe designate like an area for like clothing or something like that. And like someone could do gills, someone could do like clothing, hat or ears or fins, or like some kind of like head decoration that could include like fins or hats or gills, and then the eyes and mouth could be like one thing or something like that. Like,
yeah.
I think we had another good run here.
I agree.
Yeah, just the like you said, just this kind of shape language alone of just like some of these is just really cool. Like,
I think we should challenge ourselves.
Can you give it more of a 3/4?
Yeah,
instead of kind of like a straight on. Yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think we'll get some more interesting stuff.
Yeah. How the shapes play out on the back. Yeah. There's something else that was popping in my head. Come back. I like this guy from this angle.
That is awesome.
Oh, here's my challenge for us for the future. Let's do a version of this where we have like basically a low polygon challenge in the future where we do everything kind of like, try to keep it to the very, hundreds of polygons instead of even thousands, so that we're kind of using every facet and really, really focusing on like the big shapes, the outlines, and the chunky stuff.
Yeah.
And then we do a pass where we refine them further once we see what's working.
Cool. I'm down.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
that might be a good way to approach the mountains and landscape stuff, in fact, since those elements can be chunky.
Yeah, that was fun. I was hoping I'd get the helmets. I was like, please let me get them.
No, I'm glad you got
you really went for it.
I didn't care what I got. I had ideas for every zone.
Yeah, I just looked for the biggest ones because I remember the first time, like all my stuff was like really subtle and it just didn't work. And then I got a little bit more contrasty with those noses, and it kind of helped. And so I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna. Whenever you said, we're just gonna, just big shapes. If you have to go to a certain, degree or size and just put it in. And I was like, okay, well, that makes it
save this.
Well, you got plenty of room to work with, which is awesome because, like a lot of times we're squishing the faces features together. It's like they can push into each other, but there still is like not a huge gray areas. Whereas like with the helmet, you just had like the whole, silhouette to work with, which is awesome because you really took advantage of it and you nailed that really like kind of ancient, Aztec or
we gotta slice off these wheels off the sides, slice off these wings, and then make it possible for them to spawn, like on this one, for example. Slice out these earrings, make these possible to spawn in other formats. Because a lot of these shapes could really be mixing and matching together as well.
Mm-hmm.
Tremendous. I mean, look at that, dude. Look at all those in an hour and a half. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Some great
stuff.
Yeah,
imagine you were like on a concepting team at a a game studio or a film studio, and being able to use this process to like spin out a ton of like unexpected relationships between parts. You spend the first half of the day, 3 people, however many people are on the team, make parts. The second half of the day, middle of the day, they generate pieces. Latter half of the day, they just refine up the best 5 or 10. You can have a ton of stuff that is really polished and diverse for director to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Man, I did. And like when we started out, I was kind of getting in the weeds and I was starting to get like too sculpty in the details. And then like, I just designed a couple eyes and a set of like eyelids and made an IMM brush and just popped things in. And kept it real simple and just able to kind of just control things. And just by tweaking like the rotation of the eye, like where the pupils like focus and the angle of the eyelids and whatnot. I mean, it's definitely, I could have kept like cranking out because like even when I made an iteration, then I could go and swap in the eyeballs or something like that. That helped a lot, I feel like.
Yeah, that's great, man. You got some great variety in there.
That approach. In fact, that'd be another thing for us to try sometime is to start by working together to build a bunch of IMM parts for the thing we're making, and then make it a rule that we're only using IMM parts to build everything up as a way of managing our script language.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, just build a library, dude. It'd be that's kind of what I was.
Yeah, because I wouldn't mind going on this theme again. There's still stuff in here that I wouldn't mind going on.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. Let's talk about this.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's a show, huh?
Hell yeah.
I think so, man.
Hopefully,
great result.
Hopefully you enjoyed it. We will be back next week, same time, same channel, with the same ass kickers. And we're gonna start with Batman. Let them know who you is and where they can find you.
What's up, guys? My name is Jamie McGow, aka Batman Pop Tart. You can find me on Twitch. I have some videos on there. I don't stream very often. It's Colt and Clay on there, but mostly just keep checking us out here. That's all I want. Is I want you to just come spend some time with me and the boys here and check out maybe our NFTs, Modern Weirdos on Foundation. Our crypto kids. There's still a few of those left, so give them a look.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Void.
Taste it. Ian here with voidstrummer.com. My art practice is centered around procedural illustration. And so I put as much effort as I can when I'm not doing client work to create procedural artwork of any kind I can think of and build tools that make it possible. So if you would like to see more of this or support my art practice, you can go to voidstrummer.com. Or you can find me on Hic et Nunc. There's a link from Voidstrummer, bios, profiles, all that stuff. So please check that stuff out, make a purchase, and put me closer to being able to share the tools with the world, because that is the goal, is to get to a sustainable place financially with the art so that I can just make the tools full time and share them with everybody.
Nice.
Mandibles.
Hey, I'm Chris Baxter, aka Harry Mandibles. You can catch me occasionally on Twitch, Harry Mandibles, but you can find all my social stuff at GammaBombStudio.com. And please keep coming back and checking out what we're doing, because this is not going to end anytime soon. We've got a bunch of cool stuff on the way.
Well said. Well said. My name is Spicer. You can find me at SpicerCG, Shotgun Scream as well. And it has been a pleasure kicking ass with all of these fine looking gentlemen. And we will be back next Thursday, same time, 12:30 p.m. Central Standard Time with our NFT show, letting you know what's going on. If you have any questions, we'll be there to answer them. And as always, our world famous NFT reviews. So we'll see you then. And everybody say bye, YouTube.
Bye.
Bye, YouTube. Later.